Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of DKU Student Broadcasting. My name is Laura and today I'll be sharing the first story. After its long-awaited opening, the DKU Sports Complex has made a significant splash on campus with the introduction of its aquatics program, enhancing the university's vibrant fitness scene. The pool provides a diverse range of activities to cater to varying interests and fitness levels. Members can choose from lap lane swimming, recreation in designated shallow and deep pool areas, and in free beginner swimming lessons. The DKU Sports Complex invites all its members to dive into the world of aquatics and embrace a holistic approach to fitness and well-being. Whether you're a seasoned swimmer or looking to try something new, the aquatics program promises an immersive, refreshing experience. Join us in making a splash towards a healthier and happier community. Now, let's turn it over to our next story.
Next, let's talk about studying abroad. Thinking of studying abroad at Duke for one semester? Here are some insights from those who have been there before. One thing you should know is that Duke has much larger class sizes on average than DKU, especially for courses related to major requirements. Many of these courses are run in large part by teaching assistants and can have over 100 students enrolled. Senior Will Morton says that a significant benefit of experiencing both Duke and DKU is that it makes for a very diverse academic experience.
If you go to both universities, I think there's a greater chance that you'll be exposed to a greater variety of teaching styles, and also the fact that one university is in a different country than another, you might also get some diversity in that regard.
Junior Wayne Novo phrases the variety of courses offered at Duke.
So in terms of class size, there's a lot of difference, but I would say in terms of class variety, Duke definitely has more, with more people, more professors comes more ability to have very specialized classes. So at DKU, all I've really been able to take is kind of general classes, getting, my credits done for my major.
Duke has a larger amount of clubs than DKU, and many of them have better funding and have been around there for decades. While some may be selective and infeasible to join in the span of one semester, the larger amount of clubs ensures that you can find something for yourself. So, what are the verdicts from those who have experienced both for those who aren't sure if they want to do the same? Noel says that it was very well worth it.
I guess just that going to Duke is very different experience than being at DKU in many different ways. And, I think being able to experience both Duke and DKU has really made my college experience a lot more enjoyable and more beneficial to me, because it's you learn so many different things from both experiences.
Junior Lucas Chaco, on the other hand, says he believes the answer is more nuanced and varies on a case-by-case basis. The costs are worth factoring into your decision, especially given the limited amount of time to take advantage of the opportunities.
Coming to Duke is a part of the DKU experience. It's what we were all promised when we signed up. And I think it is a fantastic experience getting to be here, getting to be at an American institution, if that's something you're interested in. And also it's hard to travel, but if you do, there are lots of good cities and places nearby to explore.
If you're convinced, Noel says that to maximize your Duke semester, you should find an organization that you connect. Charker recommends to make the most of the Duke semester by choosing niche electives that interest you. If graduation requirements allow, over to you, Jack.
It is the question worth exploring. What is it like to be LGBTQIA+ in a country that doesn't recognize same-sex marriage? And more broadly, what is it like to be LGBTQIA+ in Asia? The broadcast has spoken to DKU students from mainland China about their experience being LGBTQIA+. They all requested anonymity, which goes to show just how unsupportive China is of LGBTQIA rights. My first source said that it is impossible to be healthy and LGBTQIA+ in China, given how unaccepting it is in the culture. They said that while there have been big strides forward from the past, nowadays, rather than feeling hated for being LGBTQIA+, they feel invisible. A vast majority of comments are that of ignorance, since China does not educate its populace through the media or through the education system on gender and sexuality studies. Ringyun Zhang is a DKU student with a lot of LGBTQIA plus identifying mainland Chinese friends and provides insights on this.
I remember that some of my friends in other Chinese universities are facing censorship, not simply for like LGBTQ communities, also for like even sex education communities. They are facing basically almost a crackdown from school authorities. Like for example, in Fudan University, I've heard something about those.
My first source says he is constantly asked about his thoughts on girls, and no one ever stopped to question whether anyone might be a sexual orientation that is not straight. My second source says people constantly assume their gender, which makes them incredibly uncomfortable. In fact, they are not given the option to self-identify on social media and during military training. This source describes choosing a gender as incredibly awkward, but is hardly asked to do anything when going about their daily life in China. As a result, their social media is split half and half between male and female. This has led to moments of hardships. While my first source considers himself privileged and had the resources to educate himself on his LGBTQIA+ identity from a young age, he admits to being verbally harassed by other DKU students at military training for his LGBTQ identification. He also admits that both his parents were devastated and cried for hours when he came out to them, but eventually came around. He said that the biggest misconception about being gay in mainland China and the East is that LGBTQIA+ rights are part of Western influence, and points to Chinese leaders and emperors throughout history who were LGBTQIA+. My second source says that in China, any discussion about the LGBTQIA+ community mainly centers around gay men. Also, the media representation of such gay men is over-exaggerated and underrepresentative of how gay men actually are in China. Apart from that, however, lesbians, bisexual, trans, and other genderqueer are almost completely invisible, even in discussions of the LGBTQIA+ community in China. For a majority of the sources I interviewed, they say that there is no conception of coming out of the closet because only their closest friends and family know. Also, they note a trend of many LGBTQIA+ individuals moving to the big cities since they will be more accepted for their identities there. My second source made me aware that around the middle of last year, China's sexual minority organizations went through a fairly large-scale calamity. Organizations such as Beitong and Chuanci, which had existed for many years, were shut down, and other organizations such as Chusi, Huoban, and Shengbie are experiencing persistent underfunding. They are currently raising donations for anyone interested in contributing. LGBTQIA+ clubs at major colleges and universities have also been cracked down on and disbanded, culminating in the Tsinghua rainbow flag incident. The WeChat account Li Huo Zhan Chi Shi Zhihang gives some information of what went down. The good news is that individuality has not suffered a very serious setback in terms of knowledge dissemination. There are still some podcasts and public accounts that persist in popularizing knowledge and supporting sexual minorities.